Let me ask you something. Have you ever come home to find strangers wandering around your living room like it's an open house you never scheduled? Yeah, that was my Saturday, a day that started with a quick trip to the hardware store and ended with me locked in a war with an HOA I'd never even signed up for. You think you've heard stories about HOA? Hell, trust me, you don't know the half of it. See, I'd only meant to be gone 40 minutes tops, just enough time to pick up a couple bags of mulch and some screws for the garden trellis I'd been wrestling with all week. The Texas sun was already hot enough to fry an egg on my driveway as I pulled away. And stupid me, I left the side gate open thinking the gravel guys were coming that afternoon. That one little decision, I swear, kicked off the worst chain reaction of my life. I get home and right away something's off. My front door always locked, even when I'm just walking. The dog is cracked open barely, but enough to send a shiver down my spine. I kill the engine and sit there, keys in hand, staring at my own house like I'm waiting for it to breathe. And then I see a shadow moving behind the window, slow, deliberate. Instantly, my brain's screaming break in, but my heart, my damn dog is inside. God help whoever's in there if they touched him. I call 911, calm as I can, though my hands are shaking. The dispatcher tells me to stay outside and wait for the cops. And you better believe I did, standing in the driveway, phone in one hand, keys in the other, heart pounding like a drum. The cruiser pulls up less than 10 minutes later, and out steps Officer Warren, big guy, buzz cut, calm as you please. Not my first rodeo, practically stamped on his forehead. He tells me to stay back, then walks right in hand, hovering over his holster. I hear him inside police step into the living room, hands where I can see them. Then silence. Then I kid you not, voices arguing back, like they're annoyed at being interrupted. Officer Warren comes out and waves me in. Mr. Miller, you're going to want to see this. So I walk in and there they are. Two people, mid-50s, beige everything, those ridiculous neon green HOA volunteer vests standing in my living room. One's got a clipboard, the other a little tablet. I blink at them, trying to process. And the woman, dead serious, says, Green Pine HOA, we're conducting a compliance inspection in response to a resident complaint. I just about lose it. What the hell are you doing in my house? The guy cuts in cool as a cucumber, quoting some HOA rule, Article 7, subsection C. We're permitted to enter community properties for hazardous conditions and aesthetic violations. Yeah, except this isn't community property. It's my house, and I'm not in your damn HOA. They exchange a look like I just told them I'm from Mars. All properties on this street fall under HOA jurisdiction, the woman says, all prime. We have the map on file. I have my deed, I snap back. I bought this house specifically because it's not part of any HOA. I like my grass long and my business my own. Get out. Officer Warren glances at me, raises an eyebrow. They got any right to be here? Absolutely not. He turns to them. Then you're trespassing. Time to go. They grumble but head out, and the woman calls over her shoulder. You'll be hearing from the board. Yeah, I say, and they'll be hearing from my lawyer. I lock the door after them. Then the gate. Then I dig out every scrap of paperwork I've got, title survey. You name it. Because one thing's for sure, this wasn't over. Next morning, things look normal, until I see a bright orange envelope taped to my door. Looks official, the kind of envelope that usually means IRS audits or jury duty. Notice of violation, it says. Immediate compliance required. Inside a list of made-up infractions, overgrown lawn, unapproved greenhouse trash bins visible from the curb. Each one comes with $100 a day fine. I want to laugh, but I'm just angry. So I do what any ticked-off homeowner would do. Pull out my purchase folder, every deed and plat map I own. Sure enough, Lot 18 Miller Hollow, not now, not ever, part of Green Pine HOA. Apparently Green Pine doesn't care. 2 hours later, there's a knock. It's Jerry, my neighbor from across the street, mid-70s. Keeps to himself. He looks nervous, voice low. Heard what happened yesterday? They're going after you now. Turns out they is Karen Landis, HOA president. Queen Bee, short blonde hair, cardigan steel in her smile. Jerry says they do this to folks on the edge. Say there was some vote retroactive inclusion. Most folks give in, easier than fighting. Not me. I start getting more letters, one hand-delivered gold seal and all. Your property has been annexed by a recent community resolution effective 2 years ago. Missed my chance to contest, apparently. My silence is tacit acceptance. I'm now, according to them, part of the cult. Except no, I'm not. They're building a paper wall around me, fast and legal sounding enough to scare most people. But I'm not most people. I find a lawyer, Camilla Rose Property Law, specializes in HOA abuse. She emails back within the hour, and the next day I'm sitting in her office over a bookstore. She's young, nose ring, black glasses, coffee cup that says "Sue me" in bold white letters. She flips through my papers. So they entered your house without a warrant? I nod. And you're sure you're excluded from HOA positive? Turns out Green Pine's got a reputation. Camilla's handled cases against them before. They bank on you being tired, overwhelmed, or broke, she says. Bad news for them, I grin. I've got time rage and a good job. She files a cease and desist trespass harassment threats of civil damages, sends it to Karen personally. But Green Pine doesn't back down. 3 days later, a landscaping crew shows up trimming bushes that don't need it, tearing up my rose bed, marking my mailbox for replacement. One guy's measuring my porch like he's building a deck. I storm out barefoot, coffee in hand. Who sent you, Green Pine HOA? I threaten legal action. They finally leave, but not before yanking up a solar light. Camilla tells me to take photos, get statements, save receipts. They're testing your boundaries, trying to make you snap so they can claim you're the problem. That night I install cameras, front yard, both sides driveway. Motion-sensitive night vision. If they so much as breathe near my shrubs, I'll have it in HD. A week later, escalation. A private security guard in my driveway, patch on his vest. Green Pine HOA Compliance Patrol. We've received a report of chemical storage violations in your greenhouse. I laugh in his face. Miracle Grow and Weed Killer. You're going to need a warrant. He just stands there. You're trespassing and I've got you on camera, I tell him. That finally does it. He leaves. Camilla files for a restraining order against the HOA, approved in 72 hours. That should have been the end, but instead they double down. A newsletter hits the mailbox. When one home harms the whole. Doesn't mention me by name, but everyone knows. Flyers, Facebook posts, comments piling up about that guy on lot 18. Karen herself posts about community safety and the burden we all must bear. Camilla is livid, files for defamation. Then the drone shows up, buzzing over my backyard every night, camera pointed at my house. I chase it off, but it comes back. Camilla files a privacy complaint with the FAA and local authorities. But all this, it's just build up. And then the courthouse smells like floor wax and old coffee. Karen's there, flanked by lawyers smug as ever. The judge makes it clear this isn't about lawn grass, it's property rights with criminal trespass. Camilla lays out the evidence videos, restraining order, the clipboard labeling me highest priority target. Karen's lawyers claim good faith, say enforcement overreached due to miscommunication. Yeah, miscommunication, like breaking into my yard with bolt cutters. Twist Karen's team files a counterclaim, claims my property was annexed during a 2021 vote, submits a blurry map, some fake board minutes, and a page with what's supposed to be my signature. Only problem, I was at a tech conference in Colorado that day and I have the emails to prove it. Camilla requests a handwriting analysis. After court, a woman from Birchwood approaches me, says, Karen fined her $400 for curtains, then accused her of running an illegal daycare. She says, you're fighting back and people are watching. There are a lot of us. Soon we've got a class action, 10 plaintiffs, all with horror stories. Camilla finds out Karen's been profiting personally, collecting admin fees for every city citation, running the whole thing as a racket. The DA gets the evidence, and suddenly Karen's system starts falling apart. Then just after midnight, a trash can's on fire in my yard. Tyrant spray painted on my garage in red. Security footage, there she is. Karen herself, hoodie up, spray can in hand, setting the fire. She even files a police report against me that night, claims she's afraid for her safety. But I have the footage. The DA moves fast. Karen gets slapped with a restraining order and the story hits the news. Other victims come forward. Camilla's office is swamped. Turns out Karen's got city officials in on it too, running the same grift in 4 neighborhoods. The city calls an emergency meeting. Karen vanishes. House goes dark. HOA office closed for reorganization. Court day. Camilla presents everything trespassing forged signature drone financial grift. The judge removes Karen from office, freezes all fines, awards us damages. Mine alone is $75,000. Camila whispers. We just burned their whole playbook. Reporters outside, cameras flashing. How does it feel to take down the HOA? I say. It was never about taking anyone down. It was about getting my damn rights back. 6 months on, no envelopes, no drones, just peace. Neighbors wave again. Jerry mows my lawn edge, leaves a thumbs up on my mailbox. Camilla starts Home Guard legal defense for HOA victims. I help folks understand what to watch for. And every time someone walks out a little taller, I know it's worth it. We even put up a sign at the end of my block, no HOA zone, community, not control. And nothing happened. No violations, just dogs barking, kids playing barbecues. Jerry tells me, you didn't just win, Ed, you broke the spell. And you know what? He's right, because fear only works until someone says no. If you've ever faced an HOA nightmare, or if you've got a story about fighting for what's right, drop it in the comments. Where do you stand on community control versus personal freedom? Hit that like, share your story. Let's see what justice really looks like when neighbors stand up together.